it isn't just for relationships that are shallow. It's actually for all relationships, because actually all relationships need to grow. All relationships need to go deeper. So just some thoughts about that is just how growing is important for all relationships. We are growing personally. So because of that, and in light of that, like, we need to grow relationally as well. And we need to see each other and make room for the growth that's happening even in each other personally. So we need to give ourselves space to grow, and we need to give our spouse space to grow, right? We need to just like I know it sounds like really basic, but it's harder than it sounds. We need to recognize that we do grow and change. We don't stay the same. So sometimes we grow and change, but we have this expectation that we're going to do it like we always have. And actually we're not, and we can't. And so just being aware of that is actually very helpful. And so the word that I want to bring out right now is a word that, if you take anything from this morning, I want you to take this word, because it's true in all relationships, and that word is intentionality. That in order to grow, we have to be intentional. It doesn't just happen. It'd be great if it did. Steve and I have been married for, how long have we been married? 33 years, and we're still having to be intentional. And if you want to grow, do a talk on marriage. Because we had a big fight yesterday.
Wow. I wasn't really going to say that. That is true.
We're getting real.
We grew from it.
I'm recovering. No.
Have a talk on marriage if you want to grow. Okay, little tip there. All right, so be intentional, okay? So just a few little things about that. Be intentional with your time. Eat a meal together. Sometimes our life is so busy, and I know for us in this season of life, our kids are all out of the house, and so we aren't like all sitting down like we used to have a meal. We eat differently, especially at dinner time. Steve's like a meat person, and he's a runner, and he can eat 1 million calories a day. It's very annoying. But we eat differently, but we have to be intentional sometimes to actually sit down and do it together, because even if we're both home, sometimes we're eating different things, eating at different times, and just kind of doing it as we go. And so just meal times can just be a real good time to just sit and talk and ask each other questions and be intentional to relate together. So it sounds really basic, but actually it could be a really big thing. Plan something to do together that's fun. This is a really big deal to me. I think fun is like a thing that it gets underrated in relationships. And I think having fun together is really, really helpful to a marriage and actually any relationship. So plan something fun to do together. You might have to compromise and do something one week that's fun for one person and the other week that's fun for the other person, because maybe you don't share the same idea of what fun looks like. But you can do that, and we can have fun enjoying what someone else enjoys as well. So spend time talking. That sounds really basic as well, but ask intentional questions. It could be as simple as, tell me about your day. Do we always listen? We've been talking with Tom and Wendy a lot about this, because they're in a similar season of life. Their kids are all, graduating and moving on, and how we spend our time together. And we've been talking about just asking that simple question, how was your day? We find out a lot about each other just through that and about where we are. So intentional time, intentional questions. seriously, you might want to ask. So something that we started doing, I might be talking too long. Okay, speed it up. Okay, something we've been doing that's really fun on birthdays is actually our daughter-in-law, Emily, thought of this and started this, but we've been having these little questionnaire things about the person whose birthday it is, like what's their favorite color, what's their favorite song, what do they love to do, like, you know, we've known our kids their whole lives, but you know, like we find out things every birthday about each other that we didn't know. Because things change, we grow, we evolve, we have a different favorite color, we have a different, you know. But knowing those things is important because it's knowing, like, we crave being known and loved. God created us that way, and we crave it, and we need it, and being intentional just to know simple things can really grow love together. So ask questions. What refreshes you right now? What's fun to you right now? And then maybe go a little deeper. What makes you feel loved? You might be surprised after 30 years of marriage that you might find out something new in this season that makes your spouse feel loved. So, intentional time, intentional questions. Obviously, listen in all of that and learn. Always learn. It's part of growth. So when we ask questions, we're learning things about each other, and we want to learn new things about each other.